I watch a ton of dating reality shows from all around the world, and there's something that has struck me, which is everyone is hot. Okay, that's not the thing. Everyone is hot, but you would kind of expect this to mean that there's a level playing field, right? Like if everybody in the show is hot, everybody's got an equal shot. You kind of don't expect like some people to get all the attention and some people to be left by the wayside with nobody interested in them. And yet this is a thing that happens pretty routinely on these shows. So I'm going to take you through a couple of examples that illustrate what I think is going on here. Both the examples I have for you are from Korean shows. The first one is called Change Days. I think it's actually my favorite reality dating show of all time. Change Days is a partner swapping show, so you have people in established relationships that are like trying to, I guess, figure out whether to break up, and the way they're deciding this is by going on a bunch of dates with strangers. They actually have the couples all live in a house together and then sort of split off and go on dates with each other. Choi Yun-Seul, I think, is basically like the power player on Change Days. Every date she goes on, the commentators are like,
대화 통한다.
아, 여기 분위기 엄청 좋네.
멋진 표정 나왔어 지금 도영 씨.
I feel like it's pretty rare to see guys looking giddy, but she pretty reliably produces this effect in men. If I had to narrow down her power, it's making people feel good about themselves. But a lot of the ways that she does it is just by being like really clearly visibly engaged with them. She looks them in the eye, like she makes way more eye contact than I think anybody I've seen on a Korean reality show.
계속 아이 컨택하는 게 진짜 좀 신경 쓰인다.
And she laughs and smiles very freely in a way that feels very genuine. And she'll make sort of personal observations about them.
쌍꺼풀인 남자 싫어요. 쌍꺼풀이 없네요.
난 너가 좀 웃게 해주니까 되게 좋은 것 같아. 뭔가 모르게. 웃게 해주려고 한 건 아니잖아.
She's also, I mean, she's pretty overtly flirtatious.
실력 보여줘?
나 진짜 보고 싶은 거.
반하면 안 돼.
반하면 안 돼?
But she comes across as very comfortable, even when things are kind of awkward. She does a lot of work to try to make the other person feel comfortable.
누구랑 같이 있어도 이렇게 편하게 대화해본 적이 많이 없는 것 같아요.
She's very focused on the other person, but not focused in such a way where she seems to require anything of them. She's sort of, I feel like, very giving in her attention. As a bystander, it looks like every guy that she talks to is having the experience of feeling like he's special.
봐봐, 리액션 너무 좋잖아.
별거 아닌 거 리액션이 나오잖아.
근데 은근히 기분 좋아.
Yeah, so here's Choi Hyun on a date with Kim Do-hyung. I'll include a little clip of his normal affect for reference. He is not generally this smiley and cheerful, is my recollection. Certainly, like, look at him in this interview. She just makes people feel happy and relaxed. Especially given the outcomes of this show, I can't say that this is literally actually somebody falling in love, but if you want to know what it looks like, if you want to know like the expression on somebody's face when they are developing an infatuation, when they're fascinated by a person, look at the way that these men look when she's talking to them. So let's compare Choi Hyun's approach, which is very like friendly and direct and involves a lot of eye contact, to Choi Yun-Seul's approach. To be clear, I'm not trying to say that these are examples of women who are interested in men and what that looks like, but just for comparison, if a woman is interacting with you the way that Hui Hyun is interacting with these guys,
약간
it's a pretty reasonable assumption to make that she's at least a bit romantically interested. If somebody is interacting with you the way that Yun-Seul is interacting with them,
제 이름은
네.
최윤슬이에요. 윤슬.
아, 윤슬이요?
네, 윤슬.
최윤슬.
it's a much more reasonable thing to assume that not only is she not interested in you romantically, she may not like you at all. Or what's actually happening here, apparently, is
아, 좀 많이
아,
가리는 거.
진짜요?
if you're interacting with somebody that you like in this manner, you are messing up very badly.
외모적으로는 정말 훌륭해서 좋았는데 너무 차가워서 말을 막 붙이기가 힘들었어요.
She hardly ever makes any eye contact or even so much as glances at him. Occasionally, when she does make eye contact, all of a sudden it's like, oh, wait, is there something here? What's going on? But it's very, very rare that she actually really looks at him, gives him anything to work with at all. It is not good. She is not trying to make sure he's having a good time. Typically, if a woman interacts with you the way that Yun-Seul interacts with Taewon, it's because she's trying to get rid of him. Like, if you're struggling to land a first date or get a second date, you know, like maybe you manage to like go on some first dates with people and you're into them and it seems like they're into you, but it just kind of keeps fizzling out or not going anyplace, I would strongly consider trying to pay more attention to them, both in terms of like communicating with your eyeballs, like I am interested in you, right? But also getting that data from like the way they respond to you, which you may be missing if you're awkwardly looking away all the time, right?
아이고.
If your primary goal is to prevent them from knowing too soon that you are romantically interested in them, they're probably going to give up. You're preserving yourself. You're preserving your singleness is what you're doing. Maybe this is the autism speaking, but I think personally that plausible deniability is a trap. You have to give the other person something to work with. Your number one priority cannot be don't let them know that you're romantically interested in them. Your priority should be making them feel good. I think people worry if they give away the game that the other person's going to think they're cringe and low status and then get the ick or whatever. Like, I think this is basically fake. Like, if there's any chance in hell that the other person is going to like you, they're not going to be put off by knowing that you're interested in them. If anything, people become interested when they realize that somebody else is interested in them. The thing that's cringe and low status isn't the liking the person. It's the needing something from the person. People want to be seen. And so if you can do this for people, they're going to be happy about it, even if it means that you like see them because you have a crush on them. I'll also say it's not enough to just be sort of generally friendly. I think it'll become clearer in this example. People on Singles Inferno, this is another Korean show, they are cripplingly awkward, especially in the very first scene when everybody gets introduced. It's sort of like they filter in one at a time and they have to decide where to sit, and then the commentators talk about how meaningful their seating choices are and stuff.
상의 안 주셨네.
They're all eyeballing each other like, oh, that person's hot, that person's hot. But mostly they're sitting there like this, like, oh God, I don't know what to do. I got nothing to say or whatever. Then enter Hanbin.
안녕하세요. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
반갑습니다.
He is like so pumped, so friendly, like smiling at everybody, trying to put everybody at ease, admitting that he himself is nervous.
다들 되게 긴장.
네, 긴장해가지고.
저도 되게 긴장했거든요.
아, 그래요? 전혀 긴장 안 하시고.
It's just a very good vibe, and everybody notices this.
되게 밝으신.
네.
At some point, the women comment on this and comment on how appealing it is.
아무래도 좀 분위기도 재밌게 이끌어주시고
요리를 되게 잘 하시고 잘 알려주시더라고요. 그런 모습이 되게 호감이 갔어요.
So at the end of the first episode, the men one at a time go to this mailbox. They go to the box with their name on it, and they check to see if anybody has written them a letter. The producers of the show have each woman write one note to one man. And given the fact that Hanbin is so generally friendly and generally trying to put people at ease,
한빈 씨가 많이 받으셨을 것 같아요.
you kind of expect him to get like a reasonable amount of attention. Instead, what we see is he gets nothing. Nobody's into him. This, as far as I can recall, does not change for the rest of the show. Instead, the person who gets a disproportionate amount of attention is Choi Yun-Seul. This is what the notes that he receives say. Thank you for taking good care of me, and for taking out my splinter. Both of the notes he gets are from women who are thanking him specifically for the attention that he directed to them in particular.
저를 계속 챙겨주시고
Hanbin's mistake is that he doesn't direct his attention to any woman in particular.
오늘 거의 별이었죠, 별. 근데 저는 하면서 대화를 거의 안 나눠서.
And that, I believe, is why Young-jae gets all the attention and Hanbin gets none. So if I was going to sum up what the lesson here is, if you want people to be interested in you, romantically. Really, this is a broad charisma thing too, but romantically, you need to be giving people clear, directed, individual attention so that they know that they are special. Do not prioritize preventing them from knowing that you're romantically interested in them. Prioritize making them feel good about themselves. There is a failure mode that people can run into when they are very successful at this, but I feel like this video has gone on long enough, so I'm going to leave that as a cliffhanger. If there's a specific topic you would like me to cover, let me know. If you would like to hire me to do an individual consultation about your dating life, drop me a message. All right, good luck out there.